What up? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start the show by being transparent and no shows over the weekend. Losing track of days now, or forgetting what day it was, but I had lost three in a row, and I don't know, I lost three in a row, and then sometime over the weekend, I won four in a row. So back on track since we did our last show, and we'll try to keep that going. That means I've won 23 of my last 30 in the association. Veno, I did talk to you not that long ago. How was the weekend of NBA for you?
Weekend was good, Skee. It was 2-0 on Saturday, 2-2 on Sunday. So 4-2 overall for the weekend, 18-6, 75% for the month of May. So still rolling right along with the NBA playoffs. Been really good to us. Yesterday, what was the good? The good yesterday was the Timberwolves team total over and the Pacers team total over. For some reason, I'm getting these team totals right. 14-4 last 18 of those. And then the bad was T-Wolves first half. Did not get there. Nuggets had a big second quarter. Actually had a big end of first quarter run. And Knicks Cavs full game over. And if you'd have told me, Knicks Pacers, excuse me. If you'd have told me that the Pacers were going to score what they scored, I probably would have doubled my bet. I wouldn't have thought the Knicks for 89, but that's what they gave us.
Yeah, Knicks. I mean, that's kind of how I saw the game before going. I know the team total didn't get there in game 3, but I wish I doubled back in game 4. That Pacers plus 2.5 games though.
Mm-hmm.
We talked that one out. That was a great call. So hopefully you guys jumped on that. Shirt color, Rob, that may look a little darker, but it's navy blue, correct?
It is navy blue.
That means Mark A is the winner.
Hey, all right.
Make sure just hit me up on Discord or Twitter or comment after the show with like your Cash App or something, and we'll get you taken care of. You'll be eating good today, Mark. And
those rollover days, man. All right.
Yeah, go get you something nice today for lunch. Mark says, "How can I join the Discord? See a link, but it's expired." I will update the link for the members. I'll send it out today. And FYI, I've been being Mr. Nice Guy. You know how we were talking about we're gonna be Mr. Nice Guy with the shirt color. We're gonna be strict.
Yeah.
I've been being Mr. Nice Guy as far as like I haven't done any how do I say? I haven't done any like taking people out of the Discord who don't belong to be there. So I'm gonna start to do it. And so if you've been dropped, just know that's why. Either that or I don't recognize your name from the YouTube chat. So if you guys can change your name to the same name or just make it recognizable so I know who you guys are in the Discord. And we'll continue to rock out. But I will share the link for everybody who's a level 2 member today. Fabi says like button equals smash, much appreciated. And I can skip a lot of these comments now, Rob, because that winner came early. KD, he's here from Athens, I believe it is. He says, "Good afternoon to all. Special greetings to my man Skee and Mr. Veno." He thinks navy blue is appropriate. Sorry that you weren't the first to say it, but that was a good call. Jeff says Skee still counting his money. That's why we're late. And looks like some people. Oh, Skee is still hungover. Other people getting ready to get to that action, trying to make some money in there. And I think we can just get to it. Mark says, "Awesome tacos for me."
Yeah. It's extra tacos.
Yeah. You can eat tacos all day. All right. We got 2 games here today, Rob. We'll get to them. Jamrock Kick says, "Drop the shirtless in the description of the videos with Rob." I'm not going to put it every single time. I'll put it in there for the members. I'll put it in here in the thing is, I do this because if you guys watch the show often enough, you should know the shirt colors that he's been wearing. So I'm not going to put the shirt list in every description of the video. If you're a member, you have the list in the member section. I'll say that. So we'll get to it. Boston and Cavs opened up Celtics -8. They're now 8.5 point favorite. Total opens 208.5 and drops down as low as 206.5. As far as who's available, I got my getting ahead of myself. I put my injury report on WNBA. getting ready for tomorrow. But we have Porzingis out or net game time decision. Both Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen game time decision. And I saw Donovan Mitchell was not present at shoot around. Wonder what that's all about, but that's never, the greatest sign if you like the Cavaliers. The Celtics, they felt embarrassed after that loss, similar to after that game 2 loss, similar to how they were in Miami, and they responded in the exact same fashion. Now, after that wake up call, Rob, can we expect them to be sleepwalking again? Is Cleveland good enough to catch them if they're not sleepwalking? Can Donovan Mitchell do any more to keep Cleveland within the margin? How are you feeling about Celtics and Cavs?
Well, let's start there, Skee. It was late fourth quarter when Donovan Mitchell left the floor. And from what I read, he re-aggravated his left knee injury. And so that could be problematic. We'll see. I mean, it's got to be pretty drastic at this point to keep these guys out. But we have seen a lot of absences from the playoffs. So we'll see if Mitchell can play tonight. He had a lot of he was very quotable heading into this game. So it sounds like he's going to play, injured or not. They do need help from the rest. Let me just go back to what you said when you said Boston did exactly what they did in the bounce back situation. And when you say exactly, it was exactly Skee. I mean, I could have made about 4 bets that were exactly the same. In that particular game 3, I played Cavaliers team total under 52 for the first half because Jaylen Brown didn't want to talk about anything except how lousy they were on defense in game 2.
I heard that.
And in game 2, I went back to the Miami series. And then in game 3, they shut Miami down, only like 39 points in the first half. I said, so let me follow that. That would have worked. Cleveland team total under for the game would have worked. A lot of stuff would have worked. Full game total under would have worked. It's really a replica of what we've seen, what we already saw against Miami. And I wonder if it doesn't follow suit once again, because Boston followed game 3 up in Miami with basically the same performance in game 4, held them to under 90 points again and really stressed defense. So I'm a little bit tentative because I don't know who's playing here for Cleveland as of yet. I'm going to assume Mitchell plays, but this Jared Allen situation, it's, he shows up at shoot around. He doesn't play. He shows up. It's kind of touchy at this point. And I don't even know what he would be worth at this point in time after missing so many games. Certainly he'd at least be a good defender. My tendency here, Skee, is to believe that Boston's going to play really good defense again. I know Cleveland's better than Miami was. Miami was so depleted offensively. But it seems like when Boston wants to lock down, again, we've talked about it. It's a team that has lapses, I think, because things come too easy to them. They've never really been tested for the entire season and even the postseason. But once they seem to get, that wake-up call, they responded in the Miami series. I think they probably respond here. I like Cleveland's fight and determination, but I didn't play the game at all because I'm just kind of at a crossroads. I lean Boston. I lean under.
Well, I'm standing up straight. I think that the Celtics come out fast. I think it's early and often. First half, they've been hitting above 70% this year.
Yeah.
At the minimum, you're gonna have their focus for 24 minutes. So yeah, you can hear it, huh, Meyer? I'm absolutely battling. I'm trying my hardest to tough it out. But I did have a lot of cheese this morning. Celtics, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think they smash them from the jump. I won't be on first quarter, but first half full game in my pocket. Total wise, you said under?
I would probably lean under.
I would go Cavs team total. Just because I feel like Boston can name their number. They haven't been shooting the best from 3. I think, at some point they're going to break out and have a crazy 3-point game. And I just don't want to be against that. Cavs defense without Jared Allen too. Not the biggest fan. So Cavs team total, even though it's a little bit below 100, would be the direction I prefer rather than full game under. All right, we can move over to the next one before we do. A couple comments. JB Brown like that one. We're not leaning, we're standing up straight.
I like that too.
Ixnizzo, what up, my boy? Everything's good on my end. Hope it's all good on yours as well. And Matt Porter likes that Celtics first half team total. All right, we're gonna move on over. Next game is OKC and Dallas. Opened up Mavs -2.5. Looks like 1.5 currently, and total hasn't really moved. Looks like 215.5. We obviously know Luka's still banged up. No Cleaver still. We know that. OKC looked really good in that first game. Dallas is known for having very poor game ones. Jason Kidd, pretty good at making adjustments. What's his name? Dagnall for the Thunder. I'm not too sure that we can trust him to make adjustments. And I'm not sure that we can trust this young team as much as we can trust these veterans on the Dallas side. So just a combination of those things make me still lean towards the Mavericks. And the total, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit conflicted here, Rob, because Kid talks about he wants them to play fast. OKC kind of hinting that they want to stop transition, and we still have seen the pace slowly increase every single game. Two very good defensive teams. That's why it can still stay under. I'm unsure on the total, but lean Mavericks. How do you see this one?
All right, so see, here you lean, and here I stand tall. I got a lot to say.
There we go.
I bet this one, Skee. I bet the Oklahoma City team total over 106.5. It's been risen to 107. I think that came with the half-point raise in the game total, so they have to raise team totals as well. 117 in game one for Oklahoma City, 110 in game two, and then 101 the other night, which is 6 points shy of what we would need tonight to cash this ticket. The Thunder didn't get as many shots at the hoop the other night. Field goal attempts were only 81, and that was 8 less than the numbers that they took in game one and game two. They had 89 shots at the basket in both of those games. They were weak at the free throw line. It was the poorest free throw percentage they've had all series long, 16 of 25. They can't be blowing 9 free throws, 64%. They were averaging 32.5 free throws a game. Didn't get them. A lot of this stuff, one last thing I'll add here. They didn't get a lot of points in the paint. And generally, when you have SGA on your team, you get a lot of points in the paint. Shot attempts were reduced down to 32 inside the paint after having 49 and 44. All of those things I think are correctable. And I did this in, the opening series, and I'll do it again. I'll justify it. And maybe it's not justifiable at all. Maybe it's a Dallas correction that works. But I'm going to say that Oklahoma City heading on the road in a game that they've never been in before, game 3 on the opponent's home floor at 1-1, probably got the best of them. I don't want to call it jitters because they've been through a first-round series, but I don't think they were totally ready in that game. Now, Mark Dagnall had said they were slower to loose balls, 50-50 balls. And he said that one adjustment he'll make here is he'll play the other Jalen Williams, the 6'10 Jalen Williams, along with Chet Holmgren, so that they can get more second chances because they didn't have a lot of second chance points in that game, and so that they can defend the rim a little bit better. All that being said, all the shortcomings that they had in game 3 that I think are correctable, they still got to 101 points. They've got the depth. They've got the energy. As you said, the pace still hasn't decreased. It's still going pretty quick. It's what Dallas is. Actually, Dallas has won 2 games going quicker than they did in game 1. For OKC, it's the best 3-point shooting team in the NBA this season. I think they probably have a pretty decent game here. And they're the number 1 postseason team, average-wise, in points off of turnovers and fast break points. So, again, the stuff that didn't really happen for them in game 3 has happened for them most of the playoffs. I'll say this. I think, you get through game 3. Now you're at game 4. You're in a little bit of a desperation mode. You want to split on the road. Like that for OKC. All the stuff that I mentioned, I think, is fixable. They average 116 on the road this year. I know the playoffs aren't regular season, but still they're a good scoring team. And then I'll get to my favorite, the potential points scored. For Oklahoma City, they've been pretty efficient. I have to say, in game 1, of all the potential points that they could have scored as an individual team, they hit 50% of those. Game 2, 49.1. Game 3, 47.9. So basically 48% of their available points they scored. they just didn't have as many chances at the rim. Like I mentioned earlier, the field goal attempts were down. I think they get them here. I think playing two bigs probably gets them some second chances, some cheaper opportunities. And to me, to get to 101 with the type of effort they put forth in game three probably suggests to me that they can get to 107 here. It's not that much higher of a climb. Did it in the first two games. I'm going to try it, Skee. Or I already did try it. So I got 106.5. It was a better number than what's available now, but I still think 107 is doable.
I get it. I mean, it makes sense to me. I always love when you bring up that potential points number. I think this is one I have to just stand on the sideline and root for you, though, Rob. I think that's I'm just gonna be watching the night game tonight. Couple more comments.
It's a funny series scoring wise too, isn't it? See, because that game two got really high scoring, and then
they shot it well.
Yeah,
really good. Last game, I think from three, they were both around 33%. So they're gonna shoot it well. They're not gonna shoot it well. Prolific. I don't think this is correct. Gafford is not listed out. He's not even on the injury report.
Yeah, wait. They did this to us last week too. Said somebody was out. I remember after the show, you and me were scouring the injury report.
I remember that too. You gotta watch it, man. Please only put the people are out if they're actually been ruled out. Couple more. Let me see. I like this one from Val. Says Skee, stay off the cheese. Stephen A. voice. I do need to do something about that, man. It's so damn good though. I got trouble. Hank asking, will I be cutting baseball at any point? I am gonna jump into baseball after All-Star break. How about you, Veno? You doing any baseball?
I haven't yet. It's intentional on my part. Last year, the first half of the season wasn't really good for me, so I figured let's just concentrate on the playoffs. And after that's over with, I will get into baseball. So it'll be about another 3 weeks or so, and I'll be involved in baseball as well.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, my thought process was, it's hard to do 3 sports at a time. That's when you start to, you're not putting too much into the one you're supposed to, or all of them, as much as you should. So my thought was I'll finish out the NBA playoffs. WNBA does start tomorrow, so I can add that while we have, maybe 2 games a day, one game a day, and then the NBA will end. WNBA will go on, I think, an Olympic break, and you also have you have the All-Star break for MLB, and then I believe you have an Olympic break for WNBA, and that's just a good time for me to play catch up on all my MLB stuff, and then start to rock with it for the rest of the season. So that's my game plan. That was quick and easy, Rob. We've been on here less than 20 minutes. We talked about both games. I'll ask you really quick. I know we'll probably talk about it tomorrow, but were you surprised by the outcome of, were you surprised that both teams were able to tie the series up, Indiana and Denver?
I'll say I wasn't surprised that Indiana did. I thought at some point in time, the Knicks' lack of available bodies would hurt them, and it's starting to hurt them now. You can see it. Denver, I guess I was surprised they tied it up yesterday, I guess I could say, because to come back in game 3 and get the win, not that I expected it the way the first 2 went, but you could see it happening. Thought maybe Minnesota would be better last night. And now it leaves you with the feeling that, I don't know, maybe Denver just wasn't awake for the first 2 games, because awake, they're still pretty darn good. I mean, they make offense look easy, Skee. I have to say, Minnesota kept making runs, and whenever the Nuggets need a basket, it's fairly simple. Run pick and roll with Jokic. And Aaron Gordon shooting 10 for 10 isn't going to happen every day, obviously. And especially the way he shot from the perimeter was a little above his pay grade. But all that being said, I don't know that you'd want to be in Minnesota's shoes right now, losing home court advantage in that particular series. So I'm probably more surprised at that than I was at Indiana.
I bet I'll ask you this last question before we move it on over to best bets. Out of both series, which team that lost the 0-2 lead do you think has the better chance of winning?
Oh, I totally think Denver has the better chance of winning. I think the Knicks are in real trouble. I read yesterday that OG Anunoby is still restricted to just work in the pool. I don't know that
That's a
he's
big
coming
deal.
back.
Record
It's a
with
big
him,
deal.
amazing. Record without him, not
Right.
so good. So
No, and we know that without him and Mitchell Robinson combined, that defense is just. And we talked about it Friday, Skee. They can't slow this team down. There's just no game plan for them to slow Indiana down. And I don't know that they're going to win 2 track meets, which is what they'd have to do against the Pacers from here on out.
all right, well, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I know I'm still sitting with that New York to win the East. I just want them to make it there. I just want just make it there so I can have a winner regardless. So who knows? I mean, I'm gonna play it game by game. I may end up on the other side. We'll see. And that Minnesota, a lot of people after they won the first 2 games, maybe myself included, saying, damn, I let that series price, I let that Western Conference price get away from me. If you're still a believer, you have a chance to jump back in right now. Denver is a 4.5 point favorite tomorrow. So we'll talk about that when it comes. Now we'll move the show on over to the best bet segment. And Veno, I will ask you if there's anything you would like to promote and maybe a play you'd like to share for a best bet for the show.
All right, let's go to the promotion, wagertalk.com. That's a place where you can find all my work. And once again, for anybody watching the show that's new to the show that hasn't heard me say this 500,000 times, just go to the website, wagertalk.com, drop your email address, and you'll get instant free access to all the video content provided each and every day by Wager Talk, all the written content provided each and every day, all sports covered. If you love what you see on Skee's shows, if you follow his shows every day on the NBA, then you can get the same type of stuff for NHL, for MLB, for whatever sport you're looking for. I know there's golf. There's all kinds of stuff that I don't handicap, but these guys do, and they're good at it. You can get it all for free, help you along with your selection process, wagertalk.com. If you're interested in selection packages, mine are always up and available at my homepage. I think Skee tells you each day the link is in the description. You can get my selections over there at wagertalk.com. For today, Skee, free play. I'm going to go right back to where we left off. I'm pretty high on this Oklahoma City team total. I think they're going to get there tonight. I think they're going to score well against this team, and it could wind up being like another one of the higher scoring games in this series. You had just mentioned if they shoot well, they will. If they don't shoot well, they won't. For Oklahoma City, I just think it's a little bit of tentativeness in game 3, where Dallas came out with a purpose, with a fire. I think you see that out of OKC here tonight. Don't know who wins the game. It seems to be a pretty evenly contested series, but I like the OKC team total up and over 107 for the best bet.
All right, good stuff from Mr. Veno there. And this will be first time, at least recently, maybe in the playoffs on the show, that we're not on the same game in some way, shape, or form. We'll have separate best bets this time. And for mine, I'll go to the other game. We'll go, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Celtics first half -4.5. They come out, they throw the first punch, winning by double digits, and then you coast to the finish line. So we've seen them do it a few times before. I think they do it again here tonight. Celtics -4.5 first half. Rob, appreciate you coming on early in the week, talking these games out with me, and we can possibly get you again tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize it. Days go by, like you were saying before, you have trouble remembering what day it even is. That I'm going to be away Wednesday through Friday, so I'll come back tomorrow and we'll get our end of the week stuff done early in the week this week.
Sounds good. And like always, we appreciate you guys in the chat. A lot of great cappers, a lot of great information being shared, and we always have a great time doing it. So until tomorrow, best of luck if you tell. Good luck, everybody, on all your action, and we'll catch you guys then. Peace.